And I hope that while I'm saying this, you can also hear that how ridiculous it is. Because obviously if you stop, then you're going to go back to where you were and even get to a worse state than if you're just continuing. Because, hey, slow progress is progress nonetheless. That's the Holy Spirit right there. Woo! Because slow progress is progress nonetheless, right? But there's no way you can win if you don't start. And there's no way you're going to win if you stop. Hello team, welcome to another video of Doing, Being, Becoming, where we aim to inform, impact, influence, and inspire. I am Asisipo, in case you have forgotten, your favorite occupational therapist. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute. It's been an hour. It's been a while. I'm not going to do one of those videos where it's, oh my word, where have I been? Let's do a catch up life update. It's not that kind of channel. I'm not going to do a shameful welcome back. Hi. You know.
Hey. How y'all doing?
I'm not going to do that either. But instead I'm just going to be, real honest about it, and it also just lead us to what this channel is being about, and it's just why is it difficult for us to be consistent, right? Because I'm sure that through my reflection, that a similar experience of yours might come up. Maybe consistency is also something that you struggle with. So it would be, quite cool to engage with each other in the comment section. So yes, while we have been away, there have been people who have subscribed to the channel. So shout outs to you. Maybe some of you don't even know you're still subscribed, but thank you for staying, even though it might have been unintentional. And for those who have left us, sorry to have seen you go, but the door is open. I'm gonna leave the door open. I'm gonna leave the door. You can always come back, So please do like, please do share, please do subscribe. Yes, so that you can get the notifications first, so you can get the content first. But not gonna lie about it, you are doing it for me, which brings us to the content of this video, that you are doing it for me. I do need the encouragement, I do need the validation, I do need, the affirmation that people are here, people are needing the content. I'm still putting out relevant content. So please provide me with the feedback, comment with your similar experience, pose a question, disagree with me if you will. But let's just keep the conversation going. Let's keep the fire going, okay? It keeps me coming back. Because once the comments die and the likes die and the shares die, then I feel like, what am I even doing it for, really? Like, people don't seem to be needing it. And then I shy away because that's just how I am. But if you're like, that was a good video. I didn't think about it like that. That's, or maybe try looking at it from this perspective. Or this video really helped me during this time when I was really stressed. And I practiced gratitude and it really, really helped me. So yeah, your feedback is really, 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 really appreciated. So please do keep it coming. Okay, so to address the elephant in the room, I don't know if it is an elephant in the room, but one of the challenges that I've been having with this channel is staying consistent. And what do we mean by staying consistent? Well, within this context, it would mean, putting regular content out there, whether it is every week or twice a week or once every month or whatever it is. But one of the challenges that I've actually been experiencing is just staying consistent, just staying in a rhythm, whatever that is as decided by me, of just putting, content out there. And I realized that obviously this is not a challenge that is unique to me, because nothing that we experience is new in the world, right? So whatever that we experience, we can, as sure as hell or as sure as heaven, be guaranteed that there's somebody else or millions of other people who share the same experience. So I thought to myself that yes, this has been something that I've been struggling with, and I have, my own reasons, but just kind of thinking of it a bit more broad, and what are the reasons that people normally face when it does come to staying consistent? Why is it that at the beginning of a year, we'll have the best resolutions, we'll have SMART goals, and you'd be like, yes, I've got it, this is the year. Yabona lo nyaka, this is the year. If there was ever a year, this one is it. And then the fire starts, and then it dies. And like, why is that? Why does that happen? So today I thought, let me just, kind of be honest and bring the challenges that I've been having with my consistency, in the hope that it's going to, open you up to your own reflection, why it is that you struggle with consistency if you do. If you don't, shout out to you. Please give us the tips. Let us know how. Teach us how. We are asking you how to stay consistent. Okay. However, if you are like me, someone who struggles with staying consistent here and there, then please let us know. What are some of the things that trip you up? So for me, my consistency with YouTube, so my consistency with the channel is divided mostly into two parts. And the first and most important part is just thinking to myself, is it even worth it? Is it worth it? Because my aim at the beginning of the channel, as you see in my, what do they call it, banner, is to inform, impact, influence, and inspire, right? So my target audience is twofold. So my target audience are young OTs who are also starting up in the profession, and this channel kind of being a breathing space for them, right? Where you just come, you watch a video, and then you just have that like, oh my word, me too. And, you just leave feeling refreshed, leave feeling encouraged, leave feeling like I'm not the only one, and you leave feeling like there is something that I'm doing right? So that was the first target audience. So, the first aim of putting out the channel. And the second one was to make mental health conversations accessible, right? So mental health accessible, but starting first and foremostly, in having those conversations. So just informing people about mental health. So what is mental health? What is mental health in the Black community? Is it even real? How does it even affect us, right? And just starting those conversations. What does it look like? What should I look out for? Is it a mental health issue? Is it something else? So, just kind of like having those conversations, and also just bringing the awareness of what is occupational therapy within that mental health space. Where does it fit in? Right? Which, you hopefully will see from, looking at the previous videos and what the content kind of geared itself towards. So, just with that aim being to inform, impact, influence, and inspire, just looking at some of the stats, because the stats be discouraging, because the stats do be discouraging sometimes. Just looking at the stats and being like, Sana, is it even worth it? Like, is it even worth it? Like, am I reaching the people that I actually want to reach? Are the people that I want to reach even on YouTube? Do they even have the resources for this? So yeah, just kind of like being like, is what I'm doing even worth it? Because it takes a lot of time creating content, because shooting a video, depending on what it is, can take a few hours, and then editing nayo also takes a lot of hours, and then putting it up, woo! So all in all, on average, well, for me, I'm looking at 7 hours put in per video. So that's like a full work day. So putting all of that in, and then seeing just like the engagement, or it's not that great, just being like, I was really hoping for more reach here, so it does get quite discouraging. And then it's at that point where I'm just like, I don't know if this is even worth it, hey? But then I have those small moments of victory that really do remind me that it is worth it, whether it be a comment that someone makes, whether it be a new subscriber who subscribes while the channel is dormant, or whenever really, or whether it be a word that my brother gives me. Yo, if you don't have Cine Music as your cheerleader and encourager, please do something about your life. I just want to take this moment to appreciate my brother and say he is ultimately my biggest encourager and cheerleader in my whole life. Like, and it's not even gassing you up with false gas, but it's oh man. And then like we were having a random conversation, and then Cine will say, I see, like, you're really putting out some, like, really valuable content, like, and don't stop, bro. Don't stop, because, like, your people, they're out there. Just keep doing it, bro. Like, people are listening. And I'm just like, oh! Okay. So, man, so it's really, it's really just seeing it and just, encouragement like that really makes me see, like, okay, I am doing it for a reason. Or even my own reflection, right, where I'll put myself to the painful task of rewatching my videos, and then just like noticing how much I've grown in the past 3 years since I've started YouTube, and also just counting all the skills that I've learned by the way, that now I know how to edit. Never knew, never anticipated, never wanted to have the skill. But now it's a skill that I have, and it's a transferable skill I can use somewhere else. So even being able to track and trace that personal growth from myself also just makes it worth it. So I think, to summarize that, for a lot of us, when we lose sight of the process because we focused on the goal, then that's where we start to get discouraged, and it feels like it's not worth it, right? Because we all know the saying that, it's not about the destination, but it's about the journey, trust the process. And personally, I hate those cliche sayings, but I think there's truth in them, and that's why they are cliche, because there is some truth to them, that it really is about the process. And I think sometimes we get so fixated on the result and seeing a quick result that we lose patience and we lose motivation, and it feels like it's never going to happen. But we forget that, our house is made up of thousands of tiny bricks. And, that we need to keep laying those bricks if we want to see a house, at the end of the day. So for me, the takeaway from that is just being patient, just learning to be patient and remembering your why. Because like I say, and I remember my why, which was to inform, impact, influence, and inspire, it doesn't matter at what point I'm doing that, or it doesn't matter, how many people I inform or inspire, but am I doing that? But I can't do that if I don't stay consistent, right? So, because it's also about sharing my journey and development that I hope to impact and inspire. But if I stop, then there is no development and growth that people are able to, take and reflect on for themselves. So then it does become, important to kind of keep coming back no matter what that looks like, right? So being patient and also remembering your why. Remember why you started doing what it is that you're doing. Why did you have that goal at the beginning of the year, And I think also, this video is quite timely because we are at the end of the year, in a time where everyone is, kind of getting to reflect on what it is you set out to do at the beginning of the year, and did I do what I expected to do? And if I didn't do that, what was the reason? What is the reason for tripping me up? Are they internal factors or are they external factors, And I think I made a goal about this at the beginning of the year, last year, about goal setting, and just saying, like being honest when you reflect and saying, what were the reasons for me not to be able to achieve this goal? What are the internal factors? What are the external factors, right? Internal factors, was I in my own head? Did I lose motivation? Did I lose focus? What is it that, made me forget why I started doing this at the beginning? Or what is the reason why I stopped, being consistent? And that brings me to the second reason why I struggle to be consistent, and that is just being in my own head, right? Just being in my own head, just having like those questions that don't really help but trip you up anyway. Like, am I doing it right? Again, like, is it even worth it? Are people, even listening? Like, I'm not even a content creator. Okay, well, I guess I am a content creator because, I'm creating content. I guess even Umdu who takes a picture is a content creator because that's content that you're creating, whether you do anything with it or not. But just thinking, like, am I an influencer? Okay, but I guess I am an influencer because I believe that everyone has an influence in your circle or whatever it is. But I'm not like, 100K influencer. I'm not doing it, to be seen. So, and it's that, yeah, I guess we can all see that, like, we're in this journey of defining, so, yeah. And I think also, like, just a part of that is distractions, just like allowing things to distract you that shouldn't distract you, so whether it's relevant to you, but I'm just going to throw things out there, so sometimes whether it's comparing yourself to other people who are doing things, similar, and thinking to yourself, okay, but I'm not doing it like them, are they doing it better than me? Or thinking, okay, but like we started at the same time, but like they got there faster, so like what, and just focusing so much on what other people are doing that you lose sight of what you're doing, right? So for example, fitness is something that a lot of people start off doing at the beginning of the year. But we all know that, number one, our bodies are composed in different ways and different things are going to work for different people. So, you just like, you're seeing someone that you started with and a friend you started gym with, and you're like, their gains are so much better than mine. So like, maybe I should just stop then because, like, what's the point if I'm not going to progress as fast as them? And I hope that while I'm saying this, you can also hear that how ridiculous it is. Because obviously if you stop, then you're going to go back to where you were and even get to a worse state than if you're just continuing. Because, hey, slow progress is progress nonetheless. That's the Holy Spirit right there. Woo! Because slow progress is progress nonetheless, right? But there's no way you can win if you don't start. And there's no way you're going to win if you stop. Let's reference the tortoise and the hare. If you stop, you are surely going to lose. But if you keep going on, what does the Bible say? Do not despise the day of small beginnings, or something like that. I got sidetracked and I got heated. But I think it's just refraining from getting tripped up by the little things. So at the beginning of 2020, I think it was before the pandemic hit, I had this mantra which was create your own stage, and that was about doing things on your own terms. So not allowing yourself to get tripped up by comparison, not allowing yourself to get tripped up by status quo or how things should be going, and allowing yourself to get discouraged by whatever, processes or systems exist in whatever it is that you were trying to do. But just defining what that's supposed to look like for yourself. For example, defining what consistency looks like, right? Because does consistency look like posting every week? Does it look like going to the gym every day? Does it look like not stopping and just keep coming back whenever you remember that, listen, this thing is good for me, let me keep doing it, no matter how much you go away, but always coming back. I was having a conversation with a colleague of mine. Shout out to Kanya France. Okay, so Kanya France has this amazing podcast. It's called The Adventures of OT. If you haven't watched it, I've linked it below. Please do give it a listen. She is an amazing occupational therapist, and she has this podcast that captures people's lives through the perspective of occupational therapy, and it's completely amazing. Shout out to you. So please do give that podcast a listen. So I was having a conversation with her, and it was a very brief conversation, but we were basically just laughing about, this challenge of content creation and how, because I think for both of us who've struggled to put content out this year, but for both of us, it's just coming to the realization that, listen, Sana, as long as I keep coming back, as long as I don't stop, that's what consistency looks like for me, right? So, for me, that's what consistency looks like. It's whenever I do get the inspiration and the opportunity to say, okay, let's grab a camera, let's record, let's put it out there. Or maybe, because like I said, right, my goal was to inform, impact, influence, and inspire. So yes, in this area of YouTube, this year it's kind of been shaky, but, my Instagram or my blog have been more consistent, so also just being able to credit yourself in the areas that you have actually made progress and not being so hard on yourself, so just defining what it means for yourself to be consistent. And doing it on your own terms. So I hope that gives you some juice to kind of do your own little reflection, to kind of reflect and say, was I able to be consistent? If you were, shout out to you, my darling. If you weren't, kind of reflecting and saying, what are the things that trip me up? Is there anything I can do about them? Do you want to do anything about it? Because no doubt about it, I definitely do believe that consistency is important. Consistency is key. You definitely will not get to your destination if you don't keep moving forward. So, we always do need to keep moving forward, even if we are falling forward. But forward we go. Backward, never. Forward, ever. So, so I definitely do think consistency is important. But please do share your own reflection of what it looked like for you this year to be consistent, what it looks like for you to do things on your own terms, what it looks like for you to be, disciplined. And I really do hope that you are able to take that into your year-end reflection / New Year's resolution, if that's your vibe. So I think just to kind of summarize it, it's about, being patient with yourself, being patient with the process, remembering your why, and also doing it on your own terms. So creating your own stage. I really hope that gives you some encouragement and allows you to reflect. Please do share your own reflection of, your own consistency and what that looked like. And let's continue to do our best to do, be, and become. Until the next video. Bye, team.